everybody. It is Saturday, September 27th. I done jumped over y'all a whole month, huh? September 27th. And I just got home. It's like 2:34. So I just got home from, let me text Ashley, let her know I'm home. Because I swung by my husband's store too. And to let him know that I was safe. So let me text her real quick. Okay, so that's been sent, so now she won't worry about me having gotten lost or anything. So, okay, we had a yarn for breakfast today. Let me shut down my iTunes in case it's trying to download some stuff. And I'm going to shut that down. Anything else needs to be shut down, you can get shut down. You can get shut down. You can get shut down. Should have did this before I started recording. And you are good. You can get shut down. Yes. iCloud. That stays open. That stays open. You can get shut down. Okay, so that gets rid of anything running that don't need to be running. All right, so yarn for breakfast today. So today was the yarn for breakfast was at the Panera in Suffolk. And see, I haven't dyed my hair yet. I need to dye because somebody asked me if one of the porters at work was my son because we look so much like each other. Yeah. No. So yeah, so I need to dye my hair because apparently I look old enough to have a 27-year-old. So yeah. Yarn for breakfast. I digress. Yet again. So we had yarn for breakfast at the Panera in Suffolk today. And so my husband had to work. So he's normally my driver on the weekends. So he had to work. So I had to drive myself over there. So I couldn't, like, be knitting and stuff in the car. So I'm like, okay, I printed out my directions because I don't normally pay attention because I'm usually the passenger, right? So I had to print out my directions. And then I verified with him the directions that I was going and everything. And so I hit it off, all big and bad. I know where I'm going, da. So I get to the tunnel, so for the Midtown tunnel, and I'm like the fourth car in line, and they stop the traffic going into the tunnel. We don't know why the traffic is stopped. There's just this guy standing there with a sign, stop. So we're just sitting there waiting. 5 minutes go by, okay, and put the car in park. 10 minutes go by, okay, shut the car off. 15 minutes go by, and by this time I'm knitting. So I'm in the car and I'm knitting, and I'm working on this fingerless glove. It's brown. This is Encore worsted from Plymouth Yarns. Plymouth Yarns, like I've told you guys before, is one of my favorite yarns to use. It is a must-have in your stash because you can use it for baby items. It's a acrylic wool. I think it's like what, 7% acrylic and 30% wool. Let me see. But it's machine washable. 75% acrylic, 25% wool. So it's machine washable on gentle cycle and tumble dry. So this is an awesome yarn to have in your repertoire. So now all my Plymouth yarns are up here on this top cubicle. So anyway, so I was making these gloves in the car. When I started knitting on the gloves in the car, I was just above the thumb opening. So I finished this one glove at let me finish telling you about the story. Okay, let me get those out so I can show them to you guys, and stuff. So yeah. So I'm sitting there knitting, and 10 more minutes go by, and by now it's 9 o'clock. So I sent Ashley a text message and asked his mix plate. I'll post a link to her YouTube and to her Ravelry channel and below. She has a couple of sock patterns on Ravelry. Very nice sock patterns. I haven't knit them yet because y'all know how long it takes me to knit a pair of socks. It takes me 2 years to knit one pair of socks, so we ain't gonna worry about that. I bought the pattern to support the cause. So, going back to the story. So, you know, by now, you know, over almost 40 minutes has passed. And I mean, from the moment that we were stopped, that was it. Nothing. We didn't move an inch. So, finally, this car pulls in, this truck, the Hampton Road Tunnels truck pulls up behind the guy holding the sign. And we have to follow this truck down some construction zone, which is nothing but rocks and gravels and mud, down through here, like I'm off-roading. And down to this side street that's normally it's like goes to the shipyards and goes to the Hampton Roads tunnel offices that they got on that side of the bridge and work areas and stuff. So we have to follow that down there to this side street, and then we have to make a right to go back up to Bremerton to go back by the hospital, back. Basically, you're going back. It leads you to the street and takes you back the way you came. So we going back the way we came. So this at the end of the street where the stop sign is at, before you make the right, there was a tractor-trailer truck pulled over to the left-hand side of the road. And he was sitting there long before the tunnel people came to have us go that way. Oh, all of a sudden he's in a hurry to leave. So he cuts off a car that was in mid-turn to make that right turn. Cuts them off, blowing his horn the whole time. Cuts them off to get ahead of us to go down the street. And so he's like 2 cars ahead of me now. There's like this black car and there's this silver car. And so once we got back on Bremerton, where, you know, it's going over this bridge, and you got HRT train, the rail right over there on the right-hand side, and you're going over the bridge, and he decides he's in the middle lane. And I'm behind him in the middle lane. The 2 cars that were behind him originally are now over in the left lane. The little silver car and the black car. You know, and I'm talking to my husband on the phone. And all of a sudden, I just see he's switching lanes. And all of a sudden, I just see pieces of black flying up into the air. So I'm slamming, like, oh crap, they're getting a wreck. So I'm slamming on brakes and I'm looking over to my right. The guy to my right just took off. I swerve over into the other lane and go around. And I'm weaving back this way. And that same driver from before, Mr. Impatient, had cut lanes over and had basically run over the side of this car. Took out the doors on that side are like all squished in. The rearview mirror is gone, and you could actually see where it just crushed the hood down like that. And the car is just like in the truck. The guy slammed on brakes with the truck, and smoke is going everywhere. And there's like a stoplight at the end of the bridge, so we're at the stoplight now because the light's red, and we're looking back over our shoulders at the wreck. And the truck driver like jumps out of his car and he runs back there and you can hear him screaming, "Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay?" And I'm like, I ain't seen nothing. Keep going. That was me. So, because everybody was getting out of the car off of the driver's side. Everybody was climbing out of the car. So, apparently everybody was okay that was in the car. So, I kept rolling. And the hospital is right there. Literally, right there on the other side of the bridge. Boom, there's the hospital. So by the time the light turned green, we could hear emergency vehicles leaving the hospital heading towards the bridge. Because there are people up on floors taking breaks and stuff, probably saw the wreck happen from the hospital. Yeah, it was like, okay, this is definitely not. I'm telling my husband, okay, I'm just going to go home. Then I got mad and I was like, no, I can do it. I can make it over there on my own. So I went through the 264 tunnel. And through Portsmouth, and I went that way to 664, and then I'm going back up 664. Well, I'm like, I went and I was driving, I'm like, I should have made it there by now because there's a cargo thing, so I must have missed my exit, so I'm gonna have to turn around, do a U-turn and go back. So I get off the road and I call my husband back, and everywhere I look, it's like, no U-turn, no U-turn, no U-turn, no U-turn. So I'm driving on this road trying to find a place where I can turn around, and I see this dilapidated Popeyes to the right-hand side. I'm like, that's the Popeyes we go by when we're going to the Panera. Excuse me. I'm talking too much. So this is what I got when I went to the 7-Eleven. I love these things. And I got this one. It's like 80-some degrees outside today. And so we had a lot of rain. So the mold count, because I haven't really eaten. I ate some at the Panera, but I probably need some potassium today. No, excuse me. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get there. Yep. So good. So I'm like, that's the Popeyes we go by. So I keep driving, like, oh, those are those houses. I wonder why those houses here when they got all this commercial stuff right here on the other side of the road. And I drive, oh, the Bank of America. I am on my street I need to be on. And I'm like, yay. So I just stay straight, and then I have to make a left. Like 2 or 3 lights down, I have to make a left to go into the shopping center where the Panera was at. And I was there at Yarn for Breakfast. And I was so proud of myself, even though I don't know how I got there. I just got lucky. Because if I'd have stayed on the road and tried to do the U-turn at the next exit and went back, I would have been like lost. And my husband would have been like mad because he would have come out and find me. But I made it there. And so then Ashley was telling me about the yarn, which Erin was telling us about. So I followed Ash home, and we went to Michael's. So we went to Michael's, and I got 2 of my favorite things: art supplies and fiber and yarn. Can't get fiber from there yet. So anyway, they have the cozy wool on sale. I believe it's the cozy wool that's on sale. Where's my receipt? What did I do with it? I wanted to tell y'all about the prices, but is this it? Yeah. Just I'll tell y'all. They still have that finger and weight yarn, that new line of sock yarn they're coming out with for loops and threads and packables. They still have that on sale for $2.99 a skein. Okay, so alright. So this was the cozy wool, and it was $4.99. This is the one that wasn't on sale. I just love that color, and it's pretty much showing up true to color. I'm making another one of those cable hats out of this one for me. Told y'all I'm gonna start getting selfish. Start making stuff for Juanita. So everybody got stuff made by Juanita except for Juanita. So I'm making stuff for me. And so then I got some camo because it's, you know, it's almost time for Christmas stuff to start, for me to start making Christmas stuff. So I got some camo to make my little brother some stuff. And then I got this one to make some more fingerless gloves with, because this Red Heart Super Saver yarn, the variegated, it's gorgeous if you knit it up. Doesn't look so nice if you crochet it, unless you're using slip stitch crochet. Then it looks, because slip stitch crochet looks a lot like a knit, or Tunisian crochet. It looks good with Tunisian if you use the smaller needles, but it does not look so good using larger needles with crochet. But it looks really good with knit stitch. I don't know why, it just does. And I sit there and I wonder, don't they swatch this stuff with different size crochet needles to see how it looks? And then they can say, well, okay, let's target knitters with this, and let's target crocheters with this. It looks good. This looks good crocheted up, regardless of which needle you use, but this looks good with just knitting. The only time you can get these to really look good if you crochet it is if you offset it with a solid color. Like if you offset it with a black or a white, or one of the colors that's one of the colors inside of this. this variegated. If you match it with the solid color, that's one of these variegated colors, to split this up, and it looks really nice like that. But just the item by itself, crochet, so I got that to do some fingerless gloves with. Okay, so, and then this is the notepads and stuff I was telling you guys about. You can get it for $9.99, and it has a sketch pad, newsprint, and a drawing pad. So this is perfect for if you want a minimum investment. 3 types of paper to use if you're taking classes and stuff, or if you just want to play around with some stuff that you don't want to use when you're more expensive drawing papers and stuff. This is awesome. I would highly recommend you pick this up just to play around with, or even to give to somebody as a gift that might be interested in learning how to draw, but they haven't gone to do anything about it yet. So you can get this minimum investment, hand it to them, and say, hey, you know, if you want to draw. You got the can't. Here's some pencils. Here's some paper. What's your excuses now? So yeah. So okay. So this is what I got from the wool-like yarn from Loops and Thread. This color is Cool Gray. 678 yards, 100 grams. It recommends a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and it's 85% acrylic, 85% and 15% nylon. And so yeah, this is a #1. It's called a #1 Superfine, but it is a fingering to heavy lace is what I would classify that as if it was hand spun. A fingering to heavy lace is what this would be. So it is a #1. So I got the Cool Gray. I got 1 skein of the Cool Gray. I got 1 skein of the red, Rojo red. These colors are kind of got red on them, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Might be a little bit more lighter than that. Got 2 skeins of that, 1 skein of that, and then I got 1 skein of the mauve. And this is not what I would call mauve. I would actually probably call this a claret or a burgundy. It does not look mauvish to me at all. So that might be labeled wrong. And I got 1 skein of navy blue, because it's always good to have some navy blue in your life, especially if you're in the Navy. So that's, and then I got this. It was on sale for $2.99 a skein, and this is the Charisma Loops and Threads. It's super soft. It's 109 yards, and this colorway is Ashes. And this is the one that I use to make a shawl before that Owl's Fin shawl. I use some of this, and there's another one, I think it's called Woodland or something, but it has some greens in it. So I use the Ashes and the Woodland to make a shawl before. And I got 3 skeins of this because I'm thinking of making a cowl. I want to do a puff stitch cowl, and this is a #5 bulky. So yeah, so that's my haul at Michael's with Ashley today. Ashley was good. She only got 1 skein of yarn. And she was like, what are you going to do in the next video? I said, when I get home, to describe my adventures today and show everybody my haul. So you guys have seen my yarn haul today. You've seen my 7-Eleven haul today. Bananas and beverages. And let me put that yarn back here. And the funny thing is only one of these yarns I bought to make something for me with. So yeah. Now back to works in progress, finished items. Alright, finished items. I finished these red fingerless gloves. Yes, I'm on a fingerless glove kick. Perfect gift for people. Perfect gift for people. So the way I do my fingerless gloves, it really doesn't matter which hand you put them on. And that's why I make them like that. Because somebody, left side, right, upside down, whichever way you want to put it on. If it goes on your hand, it goes on your hand. So it doesn't matter which way you put my gloves on. But that's the top on that one. But this one it does, because that's the top, this the bottom. But put them on and go on about your business. So these are some red ones I did. I did these during lunch. I get an hour for lunch. You can get a lot done in an hour. So this one, the thumb, I cast off too many stitches, and I was lazy. I didn't go back and redo it. Fingers gloves. So yeah, and the person who's getting them, I just tell them, you know, one hand is always bigger than the other hand. Put that one on your big hand. Use this one for your regular hand. So yeah, so these are finished and ready to be gifted to their person on Monday. So at least y'all got to see some that I finished before I give them to the person. Because normally I'm just, you know, I finish it, I get rid of it, I'm done with it. I finished this one at Yarn for Breakfast, and then I started on the second one. And once again, that is the Plymouth Yarn Encore Worsted. 75% acrylic and 25% wool. Hand spinning. I'm working on the second ball of the bamboo and wool blend from Windswept Farms that I got as mill ends. This is the second ball, and I'm using my IST Craft spindle. It's my yin and yang spindle, and that's how much is up there right now. This is this other spindle before that one that I put the first ball on. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see the colors. It's gray, charcoal gray, and the black. And it has a nice little sheen to it from the bamboo. And the one that is the bamboo is I believe it's the gray. Yeah, the bamboo is the gray one. So yeah, so I'm working on that. This is one of my wrist distaffs. It's caught up on the hook now. This is one of my wrist distaffs that I make. And this is one of the older ones. This little bit of yarn here was some Maryland. I have bought yarn from Maryland Shipping Wool before. That was a conversation we was having. I bought it to make a cowl for my daughter, and that's all that was left. And so yeah, I only bought yarn from Maryland Shipping Wool once, I believe, and it's been used to make a cowl for my daughter. All right, so that is the works in progress. That's what I'm spinning. The spinning wheel is free and clear because I'm waiting for Spinzilla. So I'll just be using my drop spindles for the time being. This is the mango, amazing mango. It's very good. Love it. And so yeah, so that is the haul. That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm spinning. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys the finished. I don't remember. I finished both the hats. So here is the yarn. This is like lime green. This right here is not pale like that. It's not a pastel. This is that real bright black light yarn. So that's like a lime green actually. All these colors are very vibrant, very, very bright. And then this is the gray, and then this is the face. So it's like all buttoned up on the side. So yeah, so I finished them. That's the first one. And this is the second one. And because this was done with the alpaca, it's going to be very stretchy. It's going to lose some of its shaping. And so that's why, like, even this thing, while I was crocheting it, it was just like stretching. And I was like, oh, this thing be hanging to his knees after a couple of days. So I folded in and sewed in the edges like that. If his mom doesn't like it, then she can just take it apart, and then she can, like, you know, she knows, her mom knows how to crochet. So her mom can, like, just recrochet the mask, and I'll put these buttons on it. But I think it'll be okay. They can always throw it in the washing machine and see if they can, like, you know, felt it into place or something. I don't know. But yeah, they're finished. I forgot about that. They are finished. And so that's pretty much it. I gotta get ready for that. I almost got my desk cleaned off again. So I still got all my Jane C. Brett sitting over here on the desk, and I have this stuff that I found at last year at what's it called? What's that place called? Tuesday Morning. I found this yarn last year at Tuesday Morning, and so I took it out to do something with it. It's stretchy, whatever it is, it's stretchy. I can't remember. I don't even know how to get the labels to it. Probably to them out. But I have 2 skeins left for this stuff. I think I made fingers gloves with it before. And so I'm thinking about doing some more stuff with finger gloves with them. Because it was nice and stretchy. So that's what this stuff is out. Oh, that's pretty much all that's going on with me. Gearing up for Spinzilla. Gearing up for the craft show. That's something I gotta work on today. I gotta make chili today for a football game tomorrow. I'm going to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I hopefully next time you see me, it won't be like all gray. I don't know. He wants me like to leave a part like right here, let it go gray and have like the robe thing. That's my husband. He ain't right. So I don't know. He's supposed to help me with it. So who knows? I might end up with just a spot that's gray because of him. So, and I'm kind of getting tired of my braids too. So I'm not in the weave. So I will not be getting that quick weave. Where people like braid up their hair and get that weave. I need to take my hair out and wash it and oil it like I need to. But I want to do some different hairstyles. So I might buy another flat iron. Start flat ironing my hair again. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me any questions you want to ask. I'll try to answer them. I am not big on answers and stuff. I do go to people's channels and I watch their videos and I like their videos and I share them on Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, you don't know that I'm sharing your videos. Ha ha ha. All my friends on Twitter are seeing your videos. And that's pretty much it. I don't always remember to add stuff to the description box. So, like I said, this is just me sharing my crafting with everybody. As you can see, since nobody told me, I didn't even realize I'm so used to that mannequin hanging on the door. I was watching one of my videos and I was like, oh, that chick is naked. And so she has been covered up with the shawls that I finished to hide her nakedness. Nobody told me, hey, put some clothes on your mannequin. Oh my goodness. So yeah. And you see that white bookcase behind me, that way, that way. All of that is Windswept Farms yarn. That's my Windswept Farms yarn stash. All that back there, including my pack of Bruce Wayne's stash. All of this right here, the top, you can't even see the top anymore. The top is Encore, Plymouth Yarns Encore. This is Lion Brand and Red Hearts. Lion Brand and Red Hearts. All my sock yarns of various brands. It's like these two. That's all hand spun right there. This is like from Baba. So this cubicle is all yarn I purchased from Baba's, and that's all yarn that has pretty much been given to me. It's got most of it's Cascade 2020 yarns in there that I need to make stuff with. That container over there has like a lot of like glittery stuff, glitter and art yarns and stuff, and most of that was given to me. Some of it, like maybe a couple, like it was the Vanna stuff when it came out, that Vanna glitter yarn. Before they came out with the thicker one that Red Heart had, the Lion Brand had that Vanna glitter stuff. So I have some of those in there. And the bottom part has like all my needles, my yarn bows, all that stuff is in the bottom drawer. You know, I was so proud of myself for my de-stashing last year. Not de-stashing, but using up my stash, making all those blankets I made. And now I don't even look like I made any progress. It don't help. It doesn't help when you spend for a week and two, and then you apply. Boom, you got 6 or 7 new skeins of yarn in your stash that you spun yourself. And you know, y'all know how much fiber I have. So, and that's the other thing. I really gotta plan a family fun day down to that fiber mill in North Carolina to get the blankets and the wool process. So what I've decided to do is the wool and the alpaca that are the same colors, like all the grays, I'll get them processed together, blended together, and same, you know, the whites, alpaca and wool processed together, blended together into slivers. And it depends on how the prices are. If the prices are good, I'll just go ahead and have them spin me up a nice worsted yarn with them and be done with it. Because there's no way I can process all this fiber. I'm going to keep a couple of fleeces, the ones with real nice lock structure. I'll keep a couple of them just for like when I want to spin from the lock or for special projects and stuff. But everything else is going to get processed into either yarn or roving. And then we'll go from there. Either sell the yarn or sell the roving to other spinners so they can enjoy it, because I can't spin it all. Especially not when I'm working full time. It ain't like I'm saving it for my retirement, so I won't be retiring no time soon. So yeah, I know I done talked to y'all for 30 whole minutes, and that's it. I have nothing else to talk to y'all about today. And if I do find something to discuss with y'all, of course, I'll just do another video, right? Yeah, right. Alright, take care.